Who was the first President of the United States of America? George Washington. Who was the second President of the United States of America? John Adams. Who was the third President of the United States of America? Thomas Jefferson. Who was the fourth President of the United States of America? James Madison. Who was the fifth President of the United States of America? James Monroe. Who was the sixth President of the United States of America? John Quincy Adams. Who was the seventh President of the United States of America? Andrew Jackson. Who was the eighth President of the United States of America? Martin Van Buren. Who was the ninth President of the United States of America? William Henry Harrison. Who was the 10th President of the United States of America? John Tyler. Who was the 11th President of the United States of America? James K. Polk. Who was the 12th President of the United States of America? Zachary Taylor. Who was the 13th President of the United States of America? Millard Fillmore. Who was the 14th President of the United States of America? Franklin Pierce. Who was the 15th President of the United States of America? James Buchanan. Who was the 16th President of the United States of America? Abraham Lincoln. Who was the 17th President of the United States of America? Andrew Johnson. Who was the 18th President of the United States of America? Ulysses S. Grant. Who was the 19th President of the United States of America? Rutherford B. Hayes. Who was the 20th President of the United States of America? James A. Garfield. Who was the 21st President of the United States of America? Chester A. Arthur. Who was the 22nd President of the United States of America? Grover Cleveland. Who was the 23rd President of the United States of America? Benjamin Harrison. Who was the 24th President of the United States of America? Grover Cleveland. Who was the 25th President of the United States of America? William McKinley. Who was the 26th President of the United States of America? Theodore Roosevelt. Who was the 27th President of the United States of America? William Howard Taft. Who was the 28th President of the United States of America? Woodrow Wilson. Who was the 29th President of the United States of America? Warren G. Harding. Who was the 30th President of the United States of America? Calvin Coolidge. Who was the 31st President of the United States of America? Herbert Hoover. Who was the 32nd President of the United States of America? Franklin D. Roosevelt. Who was the 33rd President of the United States of America? Harry S. Truman. Who was the 34th President of the United States of America? Dwight D. Eisenhower. Who was the 35th President of the United States of America? John F. Kennedy. Who was the 36th President of the United States of America? Lyndon B. Johnson. Who was the 37th President of the United States of America? Richard Nixon. Who was the 38th President of the United States of America? Gerald Ford. Who was the 39th President of the United States of America? Jimmy Carter. Who was the 40th President of the United States of America? Ronald Reagan. Who was the 41st President of the United States of America? George H. W. Bush. Who was the 42nd President of the United States of America? Bill Clinton. Who was the 43rd President of the United States of America? George W. Bush. Who was the 44th President of the United States of America? Barack Obama. Who was the 45th President of the United States of America? Donald Trump.
Who is the 46th President of the United States of America? Joe Biden.